I was gifted this item in exchange for my review. This is the Erabros robot vacuum. It vacuums and it mops, and I'm going to show you a bunch of videos of it in action, so you can skip it forward if you want to see that. Some things I want to highlight before, so because I don't want you to miss it, is this thing is quiet. I have had a name brand for about 7 years that is about 10 times as loud. It would actually wake me up from upstairs. I would be able to hear it. It would wake me up in the mornings. This is so quiet. I am blown away by this thing. So impressed. So I want to show you some of the different features about it. So it has two little brushes here that spin around and kick things into the area that sucks. So this right here, this little opening is where the suction, the stuff goes in. And then there is a pad here that is Velcroed on, so you can take it off to wash it. So when it's just vacuuming, that's going to kind of help dust the floor, but it's also the mopping feature. So to mop, you push this button on both sides and you just slide this off. Water tank taken out. So this is the water tank, and you can just open, it right here and put your water in to mop the floor. Okay. And now don't forget, you may have seen it in the description that you can water tank installed. You can control this guy through an app on your device, which I'm going to show you about that as well. It's just so cool. This right here, lift up to get to the container that is holding all the sucked up stuff. There's all the sucked up stuff. Let's put that back in. And it does have a filter here. It came with a replacement filter, which is very nice. I'm making a mess here opening that. My bad. Side of the cover is a QR code underneath my finger that helps you get set up with the app, which is so easy. This was so easy to get set up. So when you download the app, the first thing that it does, it wants to map where it's going to vacuum. So you just let it go and you can watch it learn your layout, which is so cool to watch. And then the first time that you actually use it, you can, on your map, you can watch its path, and it does the perfect little lines, like how you would mow your lawn, just back and forth and back and forth. You can see that all over the map. You can set up areas that you don't want it to go. They're called forbidden zones. So you can say, do not vacuum in this area. So I have like one corner of one of my rooms where there's like a lot of cords that I can't really get out of the way. So I don't want it to suck them up. So I made that little corner of a room a forbidden area. So this isn't going to go there. And I have certain rooms that I don't want mopped because they're carpeted. So I made those rooms forbidden for mopping. So you've got vacuum forbidden areas and you have mopping forbidden areas. And you can also basically put up like virtual like walls to tell it not to go certain places. So you can make you can tell this to basically go exactly where you want it to go, which is really cool. It also came with a remote control that you can use to tell it to spot clean. You can drive it around like a remote control car, although picture very slowly. It moves very slowly with that remote control, but you can send it to where it needs to go to spot clean. You can tell it to go back home. And one of the things, which is its charging port, one of the things I like about that is when you tell it to go home, it does it without vacuuming, which means it's actually really quiet, which I appreciate because the older one that I had just vacuumed from the moment it left the base to the moment it came back, which means it's just screeching and loud every last second. So I just really appreciate about this one that it's only making noise when it's working, and when it's done and it's going home, it is quiet. So I'm really blown away by how well this works. The control that I have over it within the app, it is spectacular. So now I'll show you a little bit of the app, and then I'm going to show you what it looks like in action. So I don't want to actually show you the map because I don't want to show you the layout of my home, but I was able to name each of the rooms, and each of the areas, and that becomes its own room. So like different parts of the hallway or whatever can be different parts of the room. And that allows you to make certain places off limits or see where it's gone. Within the app, we have options to see how the different consumable parts are doing, like how well they're working, the mop pad life, the side brushes life, the filter life. You can manage your map. You can set schedules, which I really love. So I have like every day it does the hardwoods, 3 times a week it does the carpeted rooms, and once a week it's going to mop. That is the plan. So I love that. Love it so much. You can turn on the voice, you can turn off the voice. There's so many different choices within the app to control this thing and make it work for you. And if you're like on vacation and you realize, darn it, I didn't turn the vacuum off. It doesn't need to be vacuuming since we're not home. Pretty sure you could just go into the app and turn it off. So this thing is so smart that it needs its own name. So make sure you name it, because it's just fun. Like pick a butler name or a whatever fun name. We always like to name our robot vacuums. We just think it's fun. So this guy is Rodney. So really, really loving it. Really impressed with it. Hope you enjoy seeing some of what it looks like in action. And to remind you, I was gifted this item in exchange for my review.